This episode is about when you feel inadequate. So, if you felt something really big and you're stepping into it, and suddenly you've got the imposter syndrome, and maybe you felt it before, but now you're feeling it again, this episode is for you.
I'm feeling like a brand new me. For the very first time, I'm not where I'm meant to be. Brand new.
Welcome to Outsmart the Hustle, where we turn hard work into smart work, helping you focus on the high impact moves that drive your business forward without getting stuck in the grind. So I've had a video production company for the last 5, almost 6 years, and a few months ago, I decided to transform it into a creative agency. It's still called Heart Media. It does all the same video production things, but we've added a few more creative partners to offer website design and partnering with like ad agencies and marketing agencies to offer more like print materials, promotional jackets, advertising literally for other companies and other verticals. And it's cool. It's really fun. The thing with video production is it was feast or famine sometimes. And you could be as consistent as you could be with marketing, organic, word of mouth referrals, but sometimes it would be like 9 weeks on, 9 weeks off, and it's like, what do you do then? And so I felt the creative agency was the best step forward after consulting my team, talking to my husband about it, praying about it. I was like, this is the next big step. And it felt like a big step. I felt a little lost. I was like, oh my gosh, calling ourselves an agency feels really scary and intimidating. And I felt this sense of imposter syndrome all over again. And, I would be talking to other people who have agencies and just suddenly feel really small. Like, I don't know if you guys have felt that where you're talking to someone that knows more than you and you're like, oh no, I am very tiny in this room. And I think that's okay. I think part of that could have been my pride. Like, I really needed to be humbled in that moment. And that's exactly what I was feeling because, I've had this wedding videography business that's got excellent branding, excellent clients. I've really spent years building it up and it's on its own. And like, I feel really good about where I am in the wedding space. And when I started this agency, it was like I was suddenly on the video, I'm like, I've got like a high bar, and then down here below, I've got the agency and it's like very, very low. So if you're listening to audio, you can see what I'm doing with my hands. But basically, it was intimidating. I felt so inadequate. I was like, how dare I start this thing from scratch? But I still had the creative side, the photographers, the videographers in our team. It just was a different model that I was completely new to, and we're still a smaller team than most agencies. And so there's this moment that when you start something, you just have to start it. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm literally having to work through the fear right now of what it means to start an agency that works with a bunch of corporate clients, healthcare, you name it. I mean, like, this is just so new from someone who is inherently an artist who works a lot on weddings, travels the world doing that. This is so different from all of that. And my husband told me, he's like, that's the feeling you kind of get when you start a new job. And I was like, is it? This is really scary. And so there was one night I talked to a CMO and I just started crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything, you know? And this is just me being really vulnerable, but it's okay because what God talked to me through a podcast by Nathan Chansky the next day was that God works through people's weaknesses. And that lifted so much off of my shoulders. I was thinking I need to know more. I've been studying so much. I've been like, and that's fine. And I think that's good to do. But I was putting it all on me to make this thing run. And it was a gentle reminder that God's going to work through me. He's called me through to this thing. And it's just like, I can rest. I can rest in his divine authority that this is like, if I'm supposed to be here, he's going to make a way. He's going to put me in front of the right people. He's going to connect me to the right businesses, right? And it's that trust. I was falling into this pattern of not scarcity, but I guess just fear, fear of the unknown. What could happen, right? We don't know. We never know. But I really was lifted in that moment. I was like, you know what? Yeah, God is going to be able to work through me because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So if anything works out well, it's because he was in it and he was guiding my steps. Because I know I do my due diligence to educate myself, to um, do right by my clients, by my team, and we do the best that we can to run an ethical, moral, good business practice. And so I was walking in my fear. Now I can walk out of it and acknowledge it and yet be like, okay, I will still move forward, right? So yeah, maybe we don't talk about that enough. Business ownership can be really lonely at times, but it's it's never like you're not going through something somebody hasn't experienced before, right? I've felt imposter syndrome before, like when I was first starting my wedding business and I was leveling up my camera gear skills and everything. And I would be in the sales calls and I would be sweating so profusely because I would be so nervous. I'm like, are they going to say yes? I have no idea, but my face would not show it. It's probably a good thing. But I just remember feeling that way. And then when I started selling more, I got more confident. And it just kind of grew from there. And the same process has to happen when you start anything new. You have to start somewhere, right? That's just where we're at right now. So I'm kind of inviting you to be a part of this journey with us. It's called Heart Media. So we're going to see where it grows from here and continue to work together as a team. And I'm really going to learn a lot about kind of like team sports, right? Because when you're a wedding videographer, like, yes, you work with contractors, you might work with a VA, an editor, but outside of that, like, you are your own boss. When it is a corporate team, you now have to step into leadership on a whole other level. So I will be talking about that as well on this podcast because I'm still a creative entrepreneur, still got a creative business. We're a creative agency for crying out loud. So we still make all the content for businesses and I still have a wedding business. That's not going away. So I just wanted to like kind of inform you guys like this mindset shift that I needed to have in order to continue moving through something that felt too big for me to handle. But the good news is that God is bigger than any of my problems, and I can continue to move forward. That being said, I hope that helps you. If you've felt imposter syndrome or you're currently feeling that, just know it's going to be okay. You're not alone in this. And, change and fear kind of coincide, but change can be good. It can bring about a lot of growth. So I only got one announcement on today's podcast before we say goodbye, and it's the conference happening April 6th through the 9th. I've called it Refresh, and I am ready for everyone to refresh at this conference. We've got two speakers. They are coming from Florida to talk to us about content marketing, and I will also be one of the speakers. And so if you've ever struggled about telling people your offer, what you can bring to the table, this is for you. If you're a florist, makeup artist, photographer, videographer, event planner, I want you there. I really want you to know what it's like to network with other like-minded individuals and then work on your marketing together that helps improve your businesses, your confidence, and the way that you speak about yourself. It's all very powerful. And so if you're ready for a life-changing experience, I need you at Refresh, April 6th through the 9th, 2026. It's going to be in Glen Rose, Texas. If you are flying from outside of Texas, you fly into DFW Airport, but all of the info is in the show notes. The link to the tickets are in the show notes, so go check those out. And then, yeah, that is the only announcement I have. I'm really looking forward to it. Just make sure you get a ticket before early bird ends March 1st. All right, guys, I will see you next Tuesday.
I'm feeling like a brand new me. Brand new, brand new. Feeling like a brand new me.
Outsmart the Hustle is produced by Booked by Strategy, a film business course. Follow us at Booked by Strategy literally anywhere for more creative business tips and freebies, and check out the course and live workshop that happens every year at www.bookedbystrategy.com.